Hodgins and Sweets. "Yo, Berger, how are we doing, buddy?" Hodgins yelled over his shoulder to the captain of the plane. "We have roughly 20 minutes to landing, sir," he replied over the headset. Hodgins nodded and then glanced at Sweets, who was fiddling with a button that turned the kitchen light on and off. Hodgins smirked and then turned his attention to him. "Dude, don't push that button!" Sweets jumped back and pulled his hand back. "I didn't think it did anything. I pushed it about 3 or 4 times already," Sweets replied in an astonished tone. "What does it do?" "What does it do?" Hodgins asked in an authoritative voice. "It sends out codes to launch nuclear weapons in Turkey, depending on how many times you press it within 30 seconds. How many times did you press it within 3 or 4? I can't remember. Sweet stuttered with his hands raised in the air. "And did you have a pattern? I mean, 2 clicks in a row means something totally different than 1 click, pause, and another click," Hodgins interrupted as he moved to Sweet's side. "I'm not exactly sure. I think I paused, but I couldn't give you a definite answer," Sweet said in a flustered tone. "You should have a sign or something." Hodgins started to laugh as he sat down in the comfortable recliner. Sweet's face fell as he watched Hodgins' mood change. "Nice, man, nice. It wasn't cool at all." Sweet sat down in the seat next to him as he let out a chuckle. "I mean, for all you know, you could have nuclear weapons stored somewhere ready to strike." Hodgins sighed and then nodded. "Well, that particular button doesn't activate anything, except the kitchen light in the back. But what good is a sign when you can have secret codes?" he said in a grave voice. "You know, when the government will leave its citizens stranded when the Illuminati come to power." Sweets listened with a confused expression and then interjected a thought before Hodgins could go on. "Your obsession with theories, particularly conspiracies with the government, seem to have grown from a lack of unpleasant childhood memories and paranoia of those rejecting you." Hodgins stared at Sweets, causing him to stop his theory, and then flipped on a pair of earphones. "Yeah, we're about to land, so you might want to fasten up, pal," Hodgins said in Sweets in a low voice. Okay," Sweets replied in an intimidated tone. They waited in silence as the plane started to decline to lower atmospheres. Sweets didn't dare try to make conversation as Hodgins listened to his music and mouthing incoherent words. After the soft landing was made, Sweets sighed and jumped up to get his things. "Dr. Hodgins, thank you so much for letting me fly with you to Washington," Sweets said with a smile. Hodgins got up and grunted as he passed Sweets, leaving him in the cabin area by himself. Sweets frowned and then quickly rushed to follow Hodgins. "If you're still upset about the earlier comment about your fear of rejection, I do apologize for crossing the line," he finished his sentence as he stood watching Hodgins pick up his bags and throw them over his shoulder. "Even if it may be true," he mumbled under his breath. "What was that, Sweets?" Hodgins asked with a glare. Nothing, man. Be cool," he said with a squeak in his voice. "Just apologizing." Hodgins turned while grinning to himself, with Sweets stumbling along behind them. They gathered their bags and started to the exit door at the front of the plane.